Big news today about what I think is going to be the biggest survival game of the year, or maybe even one of the biggest games of the year. I'm really looking forward to Nightingales. Everything it's got in terms of base building, combat against mad NPCs and enemies, creatures, scariness, and a lot more. A co-op-focused PvE experience. They've just literally announced their Steam page today, got brand new info about NPCs going to be helping you, when you can maybe expect to play it with a release window, and a lot more important info. So let's go over everything you need to know. If you want to hear more about this, make sure you're subscribed, and let's go over Nightingale right now. So straight off, they're predicting Q4 for the release date. That means it's going to be any time between October the 1st and December the 31st. I was kind of hoping for an early release. I hope it doesn't get swallowed up by other games during that usual busy period. So fingers crossed it's going to be early October and not anywhere close to December, where I just feel that would be the worst month. The other downside, of course, is being so late in the year, there is a possibility we could see it delayed until next year. I really hope not. We just haven't seen enough of the development and progress of the game, obviously being a new one, to really know whether or not it's going to hit that marker. Alongside the release date, there is the Steam info. It's finally got a Steam page up, as well as an Epic Games Store, so it's not going to be exclusive to either. And there is some big new info to digest. Let's go over it. It's only last week I showed you guys that I was part of a focus group invited to take a look at Nightingale and just giving some thoughts and opinions about what was revealed so far. So I'm looking forward really a lot, hopefully to get a chance to maybe take part in some sort of the alphas or betas. I did sign up on the website, which you were able to do, so fingers crossed we might get news about that soon. So let's go through everything it says. We do get a bit more clarification about what kind of game this is. Single player guaranteed, online co-op, full controller support, no PvP. It's a question that kind of I thought was ruled out for sure, but there was a couple of interviews where it was maybe spoken a little bit that maybe PvP could be a thing, or maybe someone that had done an interview remarked that you might be able to go ahead and shoot someone and take their stuff. But it looks like that might just be a case of friendly fire rather than actual full-blown PvP. As if it had any inclination to be PvP now or in the future, it would absolutely have it here. So it is going to be early access game. They're predicting 9 to 12 months, which is pretty short for a lot of early access games. But they do say they may end up going longer than that. Throughout early access, they're going to be adding new story, new realms to explore, as well as the introduction of the fabled city of Nightingale itself. So that content doesn't sound like it's going to be in there with the early access launch. Effectively meant to be like the end game kind of location that you'll go around possibly talking to NPCs and maybe getting a lead on better loot. With the start of early access that they're hoping to have, they're calling it Season 1. Multitude of realms to explore across several different biome types, including forest and desert. Large variety of creature types to hunt, from smallest rabbit through to imposing apex creatures. Comprehensive building and crafting tools along with estate management. Progression systems spanning all aspects of gameplay, solo and online cooperative play. So single player fans, you hopefully will be happy. It says here they're not actually going to increase the price at full launch. Now that is something super unusual. The only time that normally occurs is if it's a free to play game. Bit of a weird one that. The whole point of early access, and obviously getting feedback from fans, is for that pleasure. Maybe playing something that is a bit buggy, doesn't maybe work as well, that we get a bit of a discount. So I'm a bit surprised that that's not going to be happening in this case. Kind of really hope it's not free to play. Again, it'd be something I'm sure would surely be listed here. So honestly, I don't think that's the case at all. But yeah, very unusual to not have a reduction in price. We're going to have an official Discord that you'll be able to join. I don't think it's up just yet. So we'll obviously be able to get lots of feedback to them during that phase. But yeah, it sounds exciting, a few questions still to be answered, but this is pretty normal for an early access game or any new game launching. I suppose I'd better add it to my wish list. As you might expect, there's a whole bunch of questions and threads already kickstarted in just the last hour since the forums went live on Steam, so I'm going to be monitoring these. So we get any kind of interaction from the devs, I'll let you guys know. Now onto the other parts of what the game is actually going to contain. It is a first-person PvE open-world survival crafting game played solo or cooperative with friends. So no third-person gameplay by the looks of things. Build, craft, fight and explore as you venture through mystical portals into a variety of amazing and fantastical realms. Cut off by the collapse of the arcane portal network, this catastrophe has left you fight and survive in a labyrinth of beautiful and dangerous Fey realms. Your goal, you've got to become a skilled realm walker. So plenty of Feywild forests, harrowing swamps, shimmering deserts and shadowy jungles as you unlock the portals leading deeper into the lands of Fey. Cooking meals, build shelter and muster the spirit to persevere in the face of adversity. We'll be harvesting trees, gathering ores and plants along with rarer resources found deep in the realms. There's going to be new schematics and assembled equipment and weapons you need to survive. Using the specialist ingredient and arcane technologies, you can enhance your gear with magical properties. Design and construct an impressive estate from a variety of styles and tile sets. Upgrade and customise your structures and form communities to safely live off the land. You'll even be able to recruit NPC workers to help expand your homestead, automate production and assist in resource gathering. That is big new news. 3D roam expansive realms where stunning visuals will transport you to a mystical gas lamp fantasy world. Investigate mysterious architecture and scout derelict ruins. Adventure solo or play cooperatively with your friends in an online shared world realmscape. Build communal estates, join up in uncovering the mysteries of the realms and unite in facing the challenges of the Fae. And finally, craft a wide variety of melee weapons and firearms in first person combat. Fend off incursions by the twisted Fae, mimicries humanity known only as the Bound. Join others against colossal apex creatures in the deepest reaches of the realms. Now there are some system requirements here, it's pretty minimal at the moment, and it says here they're higher than what they intend to launch with early access. Basically I don't think it's necessary really to go for it just yet. So that is a huge blowout of information. We have got a whole bunch of screenshots as well, let's cover that. But something I absolutely love is the actual proper realism. We got trees laying around all over the gaff with their logs obviously, and then you got the tree stumps laying there from being chopped down. So hopefully we might be able to remove them eventually to make it not look too unsightly, but you can see maybe some new growths from the trees in a little distance there too. It does look like it's going to have a fully modular build system. As we've seen as well from the trailer slow-mo, you will be able to put different types of walls in, and it's not just going to be a case of filling up a blueprint. It looks like a lot of the portals are going to be differently shaped and styled, as I'm pretty sure we've seen more mechanical circular portals. So is this one that's going to take us through to maybe a boss fight, or is this just simply what it looks like in this realm? Also, what is that device on the right hand side? Is it something to activate the portal? Kind of looks like a printing press to me, like an old age version of it. Obviously an integral part of the game, being able to teleport between the realms, gathering resources. So it does look like you're not going to be able to just zip through a whole bunch of them, you are going to have to gather certain things to activate them. A little closer look at the tree monster we see in the trailer, and definitely looks like it's got some sort of weak points with these bluish or greenish orbs wrapped in between its roots. Also looks like it does do some area effect damage or kind of offshoots of these roots that go in a certain direction. So pretty formidable and definitely looking like maybe an apex creature. I can't wait, I really hope it's not obvious that you go to chop a tree down and instead of that tree falling over, it's one of these guys popping up. The reactions on Twitch and live streams are going to be amazing. Nice side profile view of one of the newer creatures, the Banshee I do believe, and yes, you can see creeping up on it, so stealth is going to be a factor, judging by the way that he's walking here and the way that holding the knife as well. So hopefully that's opening up different types of play styles with these types of weapons. Here's another little picture of some building sets. Again, the environment looks amazing. More industrial action going on with some sort of furnace on the left hand side by the looks of things. On second thoughts, it does look maybe like it's half and half between a modular building system and blueprint. Like you place the blueprint down, you will be able to place individual walls everywhere, and then you just simply fill it up, rather than have maybe 200 foundations inside your inventory. I do like that sense of realism being able to carry the goods over. Looks like it's not just logs as well, like smaller sticks that you're going to have to carry in batches and bunches too, as they definitely look a bit smaller. And again, you can see the gate on top of that big massive mound. The realm looks absolutely huge. Imagine if this is just one of them, you can build bases for as far as almost the eye can see. And then just below the gate, in kind of the mountainside, looks like there's half a ruin there, or maybe the beginnings of another building that they're working on. And of course another glimpse at more of the regular wildlife that we're going to be seeing in the game, like the deers. But of course, if you're looking for something a bit more exotic, what about this guy? It looks absolutely bonkers, huge twisting horns, some mad snout going on here. So players worried it'd be just too kind of boring looking like Earth-like creatures. Don't worry, there's definitely a bit of alien and strangeness here. Also the berries, obviously looking like a core ingredient for stuff. I don't think this structure is something man-made, or not by us anyway. It seems like it's kind of been left here as a forgotten shack in this swamp, but we do get another glimpse at the huge creature we've seen at the end of the trailer. So clearly going to be just wandering around this zone, and maybe, yeah, we'll have to get enough resources and firepower to build ourselves up to eventually try and take him on. With the next screenshot offering even more of a closer look and the size of it, I gotta say it looks, I would say it's slightly smaller depending on scale compared to what I thought it would be in a trailer. But I'm kind of glad, because if you get too big with certain creatures, it just becomes, yeah, a bit too stupid trying to fight off against something like that. That is certainly scary enough for me, and it looks mad again with these great big massive reverse horns for its jaws and clearly kicking up some sort of water, or maybe that's some sort of magical stuff coming off the back of it like steam. So fantastic stuff. There are a few more little screenshots from the actual Steam webpage. Nothing new was revealed on the Epic Games Store, but I have covered the stuff that was shown off already in other screenshots. But great stuff. I am really excited about Nightingale. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be the biggest survival game of the year. I think there will be some people disappointed that there isn't third person, and obviously there will be few people that want some sort of PvP. Still need to get answers about whether it's going to be a free-to-play game, why they're not having it as a cheaper price. Are we going to be able to rent or have our own dedicated servers? And ultimately, how many players can we expect to have playing this game alongside us? Is it only going to be a very small co-op affair, 6 to maybe 8, or could we go a little bit bigger up to maybe 10 to 20? When we get them answers, I'll be the first to tell you guys all about it. Until then, I'll catch you guys later.